so I haven't uploaded in a while. I've been a little bit under the weather, but the show must go on. Joe Mazzulla has unlocked Jason Tatum, and yeah, the Celtics might be looking at a dynasty here. So the point guard position, typically played by guys like Kyrie Irving, Stephen Curry, Chris Paul. But how about Jason Tatum? What if I told you Jason Tatum's been the best point guard in the NBA this year? I'd say the biggest critique on Jason Tatum's game early on in his NBA career was his inability to play make, his inability to pass the ball to others. He wasn't really sharing the ball a lot. And for a while, their ISO offense was going to get Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum separated before they won a championship. Now, I know if you go on the starting lineup website, you're never going to find Jason Tatum starting at the 1 for the Celtics, but that's because Drew Holiday and Derek White fill up those two backcourt spots. But if you watch a game, Jason Tatum on offense has been the point guard, and he's been great at it. If you look at Jason Tatum's numbers the past 2 months, he's been absolutely fantastic. He's averaging a career-high 6.9 assists in those 15 games. He's gotten triple-doubles along the way. And if you watch the Celtics, even if it's not him getting 10 assists in a game, he's been absolutely incredible at moving the ball, distributing, and really setting up the Boston Celtics offense. I think the main reason for Jason Tatum playing the point this year, alongside the fact that Boston doesn't really have a true point guard on their roster, with Drew Holiday getting older and not being as much of a playmaker anymore, is that they love to hunt mismatches. And the thing with Jason Tatum is he's probably one of the best players in the NBA when it comes to just being a mismatch. Jason Tatum is way too big for any small guards that guard him in the NBA on a game-to-game basis, but then he's also way too fast for any big men to switch onto him, so it makes him really an unguardable player when he's playing the point guard position and running the offense. This isn't really a new thing in the NBA. Even if you look at today's current landscape, LeBron James has been a point guard for how long? Luka Doncic is obviously the Lakers point guard now. Both are listed at 6'9" and 6'7". Even the Raptors, when Emmanuel Quickley was down for a big part of the season, had Scottie Barnes running the point. And even at a much lesser level because he comes off the bench. But Ben Simmons, when he comes off the bench as a point guard, standing in at 6'11". This isn't specific to modern-day basketball either. Even if you want to go way back in history, Magic Johnson was a 6'9" point guard. I think my main point here is that there's a well-set precedent for there being a quote-unquote point forward, a guy who starts off his career as a wing or someone who's as big as a wing that ends up moving to the guard position. And we're only now just seeing it with Jason Tatum. What makes this particularly dangerous for the rest of the league, and you see it with a guy like LeBron James, who was able to keep whatever team he was on in championship contention, is that now the Boston Celtics have infinite flexibility with their roster, which is probably now more important than ever because with the new CBA, it basically makes it impossible for a team like Boston to get any real talent in free agency because they have two supermax guys. Now with the second apron, it makes it impossible for Boston to even get like a mid-level exception guy on their team. It doesn't let them trade picks. So with a lot of these agent contracts expire, Boston's going to be left no choice but to pretty much let them walk and fill out their roster with a bunch of vet minimum guys. And knowing that Jason Tatum can pretty much cover any of the four positions on the basketball court, not named center, it gives them a lot of flexibility with how they build their roster going into the late part of the decade. And it opens their championship window much longer with Jason Tatum unlocking this level of playmaking and versatility. And I haven't even mentioned it once because I think it's an obvious one, but Jason Tatum's an elite defender too, so he gives you flexibility on both sides of the basketball. So yeah, as much as I hate to say it because my favorite team plays in the Eastern Conference, big ups to Joe Mazzulla because he basically unlocked a dynasty with Jason Tatum.